It's crazy to think it's been almost 15 years since Amir King Khan first graced our TV screens as a 17-year-old boxing prodigy in Great Britain.
I want to be the youngest world champion, and I want to be one of the best boxers ever to come out of England.
The British-born Pakistani captured the nation's heart as he fought through an incredibly tough field and eventually won a silver medal at the 2004 Athens Olympic Games. In doing so, he became the youngest boxing medalist in British history, a record that is still set in stone to this day.
The red corner!
Welcome back to Greatest Hits here on BLTV Extra. As Amir Khan prepares for his huge pound-for-pound showdown with Terence Crawford in the coming days, we thought it'd be a good time to look back on one of the most exciting and criminally underrated resumes in the current boxing scene. A career packed with a combination of skill, will, heartbreak, guts, and glory. Here now, Amir Khan's Greatest Hits. July 16th, 2005. At the tender age of 18, Amir Khan made his professional debut in front of 6,000 people in his hometown of Bolton. His promoter at the time, Frank Warren, had dollar signs in his eyes from the get-go as he featured Khan on the main event ITV Boxing's Big Fight Live.
Amir Khan's professional road starts here. Brilliant Cuban in his last fight, but Bailey has come out of the traps like a sprinter. He says he's going to walk through Khan. He's going to say, welcome to the pro game, and prove to him it's totally different than the amateur stuff. Bailey's never fought as an amateur. Khan has got him down within the first 20 seconds. A little right hand. He got up too quickly. Stay down, say the corner.
Khan dominated his opponent within the opening 2 minutes and fully expressed his desire to progress to world level in his post-fight interview.
Yeah, definitely it's going to happen, yeah. This is the first one now, many to come, and hopefully, yeah, it's getting closer and closer now.
Yeah, we're obviously both pretty young. We're up-and-comers in our sports, but luckily I'm not getting punched in the head.
Tennis legend Andy Murray was in the building and showing support for Amir as the now 2-0 prospect ventured up to Glasgow to challenge the experienced journeyman Steve Gethin.
Hold your breath. Here we go. Khan versus Gethin.
From the opening bell, it was clear Khan's hands were far too quick for Gethin to handle. Although Khan promised a more disciplined boxing performance, once his hands started flowing, it became hard for him to hold back.
He's trying to pick his shots now and work. He's got a good uppercut in that. And it's all over. It's all over. Referee Victor Loughlin said enough. And Amir Khan in the third round has made it 3 out of 3.
But yeah, I'm sure fights are going to get harder and harder, and I'll be learning a lot more.
Khan was back in Bolton and stepping up the competition on September 2nd, 2006.
I'm going to win. There's no ifs or buts about that. We're here just purely to upset Amir Khan.
His Cockney hardman opponent, Ryan Barrett, had only suffered 2 losses so far in his pro career and promised a growing ITV audience, close to 10 million people, an upset in the main event.
Take one step back, watch the heads in close. Just close, good luck.
Amir Khan tends to start fast. We know that. He will be too particularly accustomed to. Oh, good shot from Khan. Terrific right hand, blurring hand speed.
It took just over a minute for Khan to prove his hand speed a major difference as he put the Londoner flat on his back with a disorienting double straight right. Khan ended the fight just a few moments later as he pounced on the bedazzled Barrett to claim the 3rd first-round knockout of his career.
But I finished quite quick. This shows my strength and power and speed's coming on. I'm adapting to a professional better, and yeah, I'm doing the right stuff.
Khan announced himself on the European scene on February 17, 2007, as he faced the French lightweight contender Mohamed Medjadji in an attempt to impress the former British, Commonwealth and European champion Graham Earl, who topped the bill in a world title shot against Michael Katsidis.
He's a fast hand, he's going to use his speed, he's going to sit down on his punches. That's what I'm looking for, power punches tonight.
Against the odds, and here looking to cheer on. You want to see some definite improvement. Oh, good right hand. It's all over in the first round.
Just 45 seconds into the fight, Khan chopped the Frenchman down with a short, powerful right hand, which, as Khan said on the post-fight interview, no lightweight in the world could have gotten up from.
I said to Frank, I'll fight anyone, Graham Earl, Kevin Mitchell, anyone. And I'm sure if I hit any fighter at lightweight with that shot, they won't be standing up.
December 8, 2007. Khan was back in Bolton and had to deal with one last domestic rival before he could announce himself at world level in the lightweight division.
He's very good. I mean, I'm in for a very tough night. But as I always say, you know, when I'm in with a great opponent, I'll come out and I'll find a way.
Graham Earl might not be a name many recognize today, but during the mid-2000s, he proved himself time and again as a brave warrior that could mix it with the best fighters in the world on his day.
Frank Bruno, Ryan Giggs, Everton stars, Darren Campbell, a sprinter.
Earl, just as expected, rushed out and tried to put the pressure on Khan from the opening bell. But within just 30 seconds or so, Khan landed some well-timed counters that floundered Earl and left him wide open for some flush combinations.
This is the right way to start this fight. Oh, good left hand. Earl's been training in Florida with his new trainer, Gus Curran. Oh, 2 more, 3 more. This can't go up. It's going to stop right here, I think. It's all over. In seconds, the fight is all over. And Amir Khan has moved on and finished Graham Earl in spectacular fashion. First round, it's taken only seconds to do it.
Khan moved his record to 18-0 with 14 KOs and officially placed himself as the best lightweight in Britain.
But I was training very hard, you know. I won the #1 spot. He was the #1 in Britain. I wanted to prove that point, and I beat him. It's a big level for me now. It's a big step up. But I'm ready for these big step-ups, and fighting people like Bradis, you know, I'm ready for these people.
In today's world, Bradis Prescott is a well-known name amongst avid boxing fans. Fights against Garcia, Alvarado, Crawford, and Amir Khan have made him respected amongst his peers and fans alike, despite being, to put it bluntly, a journeyman-level fighter.
Prescott is rough and ready, and he has beaten 3 previously undefeated fighters. But this is a new level for him too, and the classy Khan says he'll be much improved by new trainer Jorge Rubio.
But back on September 6, 2008, he was a completely unknown quantity. With a record of 20-0 and 18 KOs, Frank Warren knew he had to take a big gamble to elevate Khan up the world rankings by making his man fight a proven knockout merchant with little to no footage for his team to study. And in this case, the gamble didn't pay off.
Just how dangerous is Prescott early on? Nice right hand again, and a fast left too from Amir Khan, who's got this new trainer, Jorge Rubio, and he's hurt by a shot, and he's another huge left, and down goes Amir Khan again. Oh, he's all over the place.
Within just 20 seconds, Prescott planted Khan to the canvas with a vicious 2-punch combination. Amir used all of his willpower just to make it back to his feet, but it was visually apparent to all at ringside he was in no position to continue.
In the opening round, and the Prescott's got it, he's got it, the beat in the over. Oh, he's going to have to be stopped. He's flattened in the corner. Oh, these are desperate moments for Amir Khan. There can be no way back this time, Sean. He's trying so bravely to get up, but he's counted out, and it's one of the biggest stunners in British boxing history of the modern era. Bradis Prescott has knocked out Amir Khan.
Why did you make the match at this stage for him?
Well, I've got to take responsibility for it at the end of the day. It's now back, as Amir said, back to the drawing board.
Are there any psychological demons? Is he worried about his chin? Will he be tentative?
3 months later, on December 6, 2008, Khan began the rebuilding process after his crushing defeat to Bradis Prescott.
I believe that he can do it. He's a talented guy, and I believe he'll be the next champion, and that's what I love doing, is making champions, because that's what I live for.
Legendary trainer Freddie Roach decided to take Khan under his wing and train him alongside his star man Manny Pacquiao. His opponent for the night was the tough Irishman, Austin Fagan, a man that never tasted canvas in his 27 fights so far.
And he is, of course, the current and reigning lightweight champion of the Commonwealth. Ladies and gentlemen, Amir Khan!
Chin, right again, blistering speed from Khan, down he goes, Fagan! And he won't let him off the hook in the Fagan tank. Khan, predatory, going for the finish, and the bell saves Asheen Fagan.
Khan used his excellent footwork to evade Austin's dangerous attacks early on, which led to the counter combinations landing at will midway through the first.
Uppercuts from Khan, who in terms of skills is just levels above Asheen Fagan. Amir Khan, and again! He just can't cope with Khan.
Khan scored 4 knockdowns before Austin's corner decided enough was enough.
But Amir Khan comes back in style.
You know, training with the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, Manny Pacquiao, you know, that built my confidence up, and you know, I went in there and just did the job.
March 14th, 2009. With no competitors left to face in the domestic scene, Khan put himself back on the big stage, but this time against one of the greatest and most formidable boxers of the decade, Marco Antonio Barrera.
He wants to use Marcos Antonio Barrera as a stepping stone to catapult him back into prominence, but he made a mistake.
Barrera, while slightly being past his prime at 35 years old, was still the same guy that beat Prince Nassim, Johnny Tapia, and Eric Morales. He's in my personal top 10 pound-for-pound boxers of the last 25 years, and to be honest, it was always going to take a world-class fighter to beat him at any point of his career.
Be quite prepared to wait his time. You've got to watch those punches. He's hurt him. He's hurt him, and there's a count as well for Barrera around the point. Went to press conferences.
Khan pounced on Barrera from the get-go, throwing an array of combinations that shook Barrera to his boots. An unfortunate head clash opened up a nasty gash on the Mexican's head soon after, resulting in a further 4 rounds of blood-stained punishment.
He's doing it, it's working so well. For the punches, for the loosen up and the look at that shooting.
It's over. It's a night of redemption for Amir Khan.
He worked it well. And he's mature now. He's maturing better, more and more all the time. And he can follow the game plan now. And it's perfect.
May 15th, 2010. Just a year on from his demolition job on Barrera, Khan picked up his first world title at super lightweight and was making his second defense in America against the slick Magic Man Paulie Malignaggi.
To Amir Khan, including make sure on Friday night you polish the belt because I'm taking it home and I want it shiny.
A heated weigh-in led to a bitter exchange of words before the fight. Paulie promised to expose Khan's weak chin. Amir, on the other hand, expressed his desire to end Paulie's career.
Round number 1 scheduled for 12. Khan again touches Malignaggi. Solid.
Right, the idea.
Khan surprised people with how he elected to box in the opening rounds. On the back foot, tight guard, snappy, powerful jab with an incredible understanding of when to let the combinations fly.
He really doesn't
to keep him in focus because it looks like Malignaggi.
As the fight entered the championship rounds, Khan started to pile on the pressure, landing at will and punishing Paulie for his pre-fight antics.
Left hand bucks off the head of Malignaggi.
Khan's knockout shots look more convincing. Good stoppage by Steve Smoga.
Well done.
Malignaggi paid his respect afterwards to what he believed was the fastest fighter he'd ever fought. Khan also paid his respect, but followed it up with a chilling message to the rest of the 140-pound division.
He's a great fighter, but you know, we know how to beat Maidana. I know I can beat Maidana, and you know, if he wants to fight me, you know, tell him to get in the line. I'd love to fight him next, and you know, I've put a statement today. And if Maidana wants to fight me, let's have it next.
December 11th, 2010. The boxing politics seemed to be pushing the Maidana fight further from Khan as each month passed. But once Marcos publicly expressed his desire to fight Khan, the money-hungry promoters put their differences aside and put on what went on to become the Boxing Writers Association Fight of the Year. At the time, Maidana was regarded as one of the hardest punchers pound for pound in the sport. With a huge puncher's record of 29 wins and 27 KOs, it came as a huge surprise to see that it was indeed the Argentine that was the first to hit the canvas. Khan's speed proved to be a huge problem for Maidana. It wasn't until the championship rounds lingered that the knockout merchant began to impose his will.
I think he should be going back there. I think he should be going back there too. Even if you're beating him, you know that this stuff is coming all the time.
Do not let him keep hitting with that overhand right like that.
Look at the hand speed difference.
Despite the ending being a tough one, Khan did enough in the opening 9 rounds to claim a unanimous decision victory in what many people feel is the best win on his resume to this day.
And if he wins the round, he may be safe.
I made a mistake in my past, and now I'm a different fighter, training with Freddie Roach and Alex Ariza. I've come back stronger than ever. I was hit by his best shots, and I was still there.
July 23rd, 2011. Khan made his 5th defense of his WBA world title when he faced the IBF belt holder, Super Zab Judah.
That's when reality was set in. And then when he get into the ring and look across that ring, and that lion named Zab Super Judah standing across the ring waiting for him, he'll know then. But it'll be too late.
At the time, the fight was seen as a speed versus speed unification clash. Judah, despite entering the tail end of his career, was on a great run of victories and had acquired the knowledge of the defensive wizard, Pernell Whitaker, for his preparation.
That's beautiful. Now you boxing. It's a beautiful feeling when you can hit a man and he can't hit you back.
Judah is, without a doubt, one of the slickest and fastest boxers of recent years, but once again, he was no match for Khan in the opening round.
Each fighter can keep his foot outside the front foot of the other guy.
Khan put Judah down and out for the count with what appeared to be a low blow in the 5th, but later replays showed the shot was legal, and perhaps Judah was just looking for a way out of the fight that was beginning to look an unlikely
It's going to be a knockout victory for Amir Khan. And Zab Judah believes that he was fouled, but he's not going to win the
I put
argument.
the pressure on. I mean, I was not tired. I was pacing myself, and I mean, it feels like I'm not even being in a fight.
On February 3rd, 2014, Floyd Mayweather Jr. released a poll on his official website that suggested he was going to let the fans decide his next opponent. The 2 participants were Marcos Maidana and Amir Khan. After tens of thousands of votes, Khan was victorious, with a score close to 70-30 in his favor. Despite that, Mayweather went back on his words and elected to face Maidana on May 3rd later that year.
Amir Khan has speed. He's had a couple impressive victories.
Khan wanted to make a statement to the boxing world and prove that he was indeed worthy of a Mayweather or even a Pacquiao fight in the near future. And what better place to do that than on the undercard of where the man he was chasing was topping the bill.
Yeah, both guys looking to gain the advantage.
And Khan stings Collazo with the right. Lead left hook and overhead right. There's a right hand and a left hook by Khan.
Luis Collazo had always proven himself a solid and worthy contender at a world level, but this night was by far his worst in the ring. Khan completely dominated the cocky southpaw for the entire 12 rounds, scoring 3 knockdowns and impressing fans around the world with his masterful skills honed under new coach Virgil Hunter. My personal favorite outing for Khan took place on December 13th, 2014. Amir wanted to continue his momentum after his one-sided Collazo victory earlier that year, but at first glance it didn't appear that the slick Devin Alexander would allow him the same opportunities to dominate as he did prior.
I believe you can knock this man out.
I do. I believe people are underestimating my power.
Devin is a nice, respectable guy, so there was no bad blood between the two during the build-up. The thing that motivated Khan the most was simply earning the respect of the fans, and in doing so, forcing the top names in boxing to give him a shot. And man, oh man, anyone that caught this fight live will never forget just how clinical and beautiful it was to watch.
Alexander in the red with white. Moving up from 140 pounds.
One thing about Amir.
Left hook. Rips off another 1-2 combination again, showing off the speed. The right uppercut. Rounder time to bring in our official. There's a left hand that got through, but Khan again just putting together the lightning quick combination. Amir Khan remains unbeaten at welterweight in his second fight at 147.